Hello, welcome to the second unit of business law. And this second unit will be about ethics and the law. So we'll be diving into more of the morals of how a business should work, what's its standpoint within the United States, because we're mainly covering the laws within the United States. So we're really going to figure out what type of morality issues come up within businesses when it comes to running a corporation. So, the four things we're going to go over today are, of course, what are business ethics? Then we're going to talk about the ethics expressed in law. And then we're going to go over what fidelity bonds are. And finally, we're going to have a quiz over everything that we learned today. Yeah, so if you have any questions, please let us know in the comments. And apart from that, let's get started. So, what are business ethics? So, in a broad sense, ethics in business refers to the application of day to day morals and ethic norms to businesses. So, business ethics are the principles and standards that determine acceptable conduct within a business organization. So, within an organization, there are a couple of things which help determine whether something is right or wrong, right? So, for example, if you use somebody else's ideas and claim that as yours, that is plagiarism, correct? And if you steal somebody else's products or if you steal somebody else's money, that is all considered theft. So, these are the type of things what we talk about when we talk about business ethics. In addition to this, there are some ethics that are required by the law, which we'll look into later in the video. But for now, all we need to know is that employees have certain ethics, the CEO has certain ethics, and even the janitor has some certain ethics, right? He can't go through a person's drawer or their own personal belongings. Nobody else has the right to do that. So those are some things such as ethics. And the business as a whole cannot go into another business and force them to joining their business and combining into one unless they have a will for that. So here are some examples, and these principles were sought out by Mahatma Gandhi himself. So let's take a look at these. So there are seven main ethics that a business should follow. All right. So they should maintain politics without principles. They should have wealth without work, commerce without morality, knowledge without character, pleasure without consciousness, science without humanity, worship without sacrifice. So all of these things are ideas that just come back to what business ethics really is. All right, next. So ethics expressed in our laws. So obviously we're going to be looking at the United States. So the United States of America is a country that recognizes and supports human rights. Obviously, these are the first 10 rights of the amendment, such as the freedom of speech, freedom of press, the right to bear arms, the right to, on and on and on. And then comes the civil liberties, which is like the 14th Amendment, the right to due process, stuff like that, which are generally personal human rights recognized by and guaranteed by our Constitution. So all of these are types of ethics expressed in our laws. We're giving each individual a personal right, such as long as they are a human being with a beating heart, they have the right to be happy, the right to pursue happiness, buy land, stuff like that. And then there are ethic demands that we obey. So both ethics based on consequences and ethical rules conclude that we're obligated to obey the law. So since the government is giving us some rights, not some, they're giving us a lot of rights, right? We can burn down the American flag, and that is considered ethical. So if they're giving us these rights, then we also have the ethical morality to pay back to the government by obeying the laws and standards they put out. For example, if there's a mask mandate, we are obligated to wear a mask wherever they say we need to, or we are obligated to pay our taxes in order to get better schoolage for our children, and get better roads, get better parks. All of these ideas just come under the umbrella of ethics. Although this does not really connect to business law just yet, but all of these ideas will make sense by the end of our curriculum because they all tie back to a business as a whole. Okay, now let's talk about fidelity bonds. So, what is a fidelity bond? So, it's a type of bond purchased by an employer and or company owner to protect themselves from losses provoked as a result of fraudulent acts by defined individuals. So, to the right, you can see what a fidelity bond slash certificate of liability insurance really looks like. So, all this means is a company needs assurance that any employees working within the company are not going to be fraudulent or commit any crimes. And if they do, then we do need some sort of certificate insurance from the government that we won't drown as a company. So, in order to prevent that, companies do. File these forms just to have that extra security. And in addition, in the future, if you guys are trying to open up your own company, it is extremely important that you guys issue all of these bonds for each and every employee that joins. And even if you're working as an employee, if you also still have to, or not have to, but you should fill out this form because you never know if your company might do a fraud with you. So in order to keep that insurance between both ways, just fill out this form, give it to the federal government, and everything should be secured. All right, now let's look at the quiz. So the main questions of today are: what are business ethics? How are ethics expressed in our laws? And what are fidelity laws? All of these ideas were presented somewhere in this video, so pause the video right now, and if you have any questions, go back. Otherwise, try to get a piece of paper, write the answers down, and then go back and find the answers. And in the next video, I will give the answers before moving on, just to make sure that you aren't simply copying down what I say. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. If you have any questions, please post them in our website below. And thank you.